Welcome everyone to Charts Focus 1, where we teach you how to work hard and trade smart. In this video, I'll be going over a recap on what we did in the Discord live stream that I did for my CFO Swing Watch members in the morning. And I'll be going over some of the trades that we were able to take during the live stream as well. All right, so the first thing that we're looking at before the market was open, so pre-market or PM, we're looking at futures, right? SPY futures, and specifically the S&P 500, right? SPY. And when I was looking at SPY, we were basically up a lot overnight. And if you guys saw my Instagram story from last night, you guys know that I posted in the Discord for my members that I'm expecting a huge bounce overnight, right? I'm expecting a large bounce to be sustained overnight. And fortunately, that became true. And in the morning, we were basically sticking around 360 to 362, right? And near open, we were around 361.50. And so I told my CFO Swing Watch members in the live stream right before market was opening that we need to watch out for potential movement to the downside or a potential pop to the upside. And if we did get a pop, we'll be potentially going up to 362 and a little bit over to 362 and maybe even hit 362.50, which was a very, very important line in the sand support level that we were looking at for months. And obviously, right, since the price was below 362.50, it was considered a major level of resistance. So if you go on the 5-minute time frame, all right, this is what we were looking at when the market opened. Okay, so with that in mind, I said, okay, so if we end up opening at 361.50, there's also a possibility of us rejecting. And guess what? That's what we did. And we opened around 361. All right, we can just round it up to 361. And as we opened, we pushed up a little bit. Okay, and then we rejected right at the intraday level, the 5-minute time frame level of 361.50, and we started to go down. And as we waited to go down, okay, I told my CFO Swing Watch members to never, ever, and this is for you all as well who are watching the video right now as well, okay, do not trade and enter on the first 10 minutes at market open. Right? Because you can have the market completely screw you over with micro volatility. Because on these first two 5-minute candlesticks here, we saw a bunch of green and bunch of red. All right. And that could confuse you because there's a lot of orders that are going off right at market open. And you want to be able to avoid that micro volatility so that you can get a good sense of where the trend could be going after the micro volatility is finished. Right. So with that in mind, I said, okay, if we do start to see more of a pullback into the gap that we made overnight, right, I want to see 3 red candlesticks, okay? Because if we get 3 red candlesticks, we usually get the 4th one to be green. And guess what? We're still in a bullish trend. How do I know this? Well, on the 5-minute time frame, we had this very, very large gap up, okay? And we ended up opening above the 10 and 21 SMAs. Now, mind you, the 10 is the red line, and the 21 is my light blue line. Make sure you guys keep that in mind. And for the fact that we're able to reject off of 361.50 and also coincide with the rejection underneath the 5-minute 50 SMA, which is my dark blue line. Make sure you guys remember this as well for the future. It just makes sense that we're able to kind of pull back a little bit from the overextension that we got overnight. So as we're watching both of these two 5-minute candlesticks form, I said, okay, once the 3rd red candlestick is here, okay, I'm going to expect a nice bounce at the 10 SMA, which is around 359.50. And as we start to bounce from this 359.50 and on the 10 SMA, I said, watch out for a potential entry for calls at 360. So this level right here is an intraday level of support, which is a previous level of resistance on Friday's price action here, right? And so as we're able to push above 360, okay, it's going to turn into a new level of support. So in order for us to see continuation to the upside and a reversal to the upside as well, is that we need to hold above 360, and that's exactly what we did. And that's where we held above 360, and we closed this third candlestick on and above 360. And if I want to compare the 5-minute to the 15-minute time frame, okay, this was the close of our first 15-minute time frame candlestick here, right? And I said that, okay, so now that we have a complete 15-minute candlestick, what we need to be looking out for next is a retest of that 361.50 resistance level. And so we went back to the 5-minute time frame. Oops. Keep that in the same shape and size. And I said, okay, we got our first test of 361.50. And I said that if we do get to see a retest of 361.50, I'm going to go in. Okay, and that will be our second retest. And that's considered an early entry. Why? Because usually when we're trying to see a breakout out of a resistance or a support, we wait for 3 retests, right? It's the 3-touch golden rule. And I teach this to all my students, right? And this is very, very essential to know because this second retest was an early entry, and I acknowledge that. And I have the risk and risk tolerance to be able to hold for a average down or just a addition to my position, right? I can add on to my position. And once I got in around 361, okay, after this retest of 361.50, okay, I told myself that I am going to get out once you're able to break below 360. That will be my stop loss. And I made sure to tell my members who are in the live stream with me, live with the market, that if they can't hold and if they don't have enough risk tolerance, they can get out below 360.50. Okay, and the exact number that I told my members is that I'll get out around 359.85-ish. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, with my entry around here, okay, where we made a new high of the day, okay, we started to pull back, and that was expected. I was expecting that, right? And that's why I told my members that I'll be looking to average down once we are able to hold above 360. Now remember, this 360 level of resistance was a major level of resistance. And so if we were able to hold 360 and retest and bounce above 360, guess what? It's a new level of support. And so once we start to bounce at 360, I said, okay, this is a great area to average down, in which I did, right? And in total, I had 4 contracts. So I started with 2 contracts, right? I was filled in with 2 contracts at around 361.50. I think I got filled around 361.25-ish. Okay, somewhere around there. And I was able to average down around 360.55-ish, right, with 2 more additional contracts. And if you guys want to know which contracts I've been using for this play, make sure you guys join the CFO Discord because I will be doing more morning live streams this entire week. And if I get more good feedback from you guys on this recap video and from my CFO Swing Watch members in the Discord, I will continue to do these live streams with you all. Now, I was able to get in and fortunately be able to fill with the 2 last contracts around 360.55. And guess what? Right after this was done, right, this 5-minute candlestick was done forming, we absolutely blasted off, as I believe the ISM manufacturing numbers came in below expectations, which is good, right? It's good that we are seeing a slowdown in the economic growth, right? Because that's what the Federal Reserve wants. And that could also mean in the near-term future, the Federal Reserve will stop and pivot away from higher interest rate hikes. Okay, they can start cutting interest rates. Now, with this bullish run up, okay, I got out at the first test, okay, half of 362.50, and then I got out at the rest at the small push, impulsive push up higher. Okay, now obviously I could have held, but guess what? In hindsight, it's 2020, right? But I knew there were still going to be opportunities left after I got out of this nice scalp trade, right? And this was early in the morning, right? We got into this trade not even 30 minutes in, or excuse me, not even an hour into the market, right? So, this trade took about, I would say, 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, right? And, it didn't take too much to understand what was going on with the market because remember, in order to look at the broader perspective and broader trend in the intraday timeframes, within the intraday timeframes, you guys have to be looking at the 15-minute time frame, right? And so once we're able to get that third retest, right? You guys aren't able to see my third arrow here, right? So we had the first two retests on the 15-minute time frame here of the 361.50, which I got my first entry on the second retest. And on the third retest, right, that's when we got that big breakout, right? We saw higher lows forming as well once we were able to hold above 360. And so, this is a great scalp trade. And guess what? I wasn't FOMOing when we were, pushing up higher because I knew there was going to be another chance. And guess what? After a few hours went by after market open, we saw another opportunity, which was a bull flag, right? And this is one of the major chart patterns that are formed during an uptrend, right? And especially in an intraday time frame, a bull flag is a great chart pattern to look at because it's one of the higher probable chart patterns that will lead to a breakout. So this bull flag here, I mentioned it, I believe around here, okay, when this candlestick just started to form. And I said, if we're able to break above 365 or 364.50, okay, either or, there'll be a great entry for long calls again, and it'll be a great scalp into the end of the day. And guess what? That's exactly what we got as we saw a big push in volume and another new high of the day, which was created a few minutes back here, okay, which was 365.45. And guess what? We absolutely obliterated this previous high of the day on this 15-minute time frame chart, and we made a high of the day, a new high of the day of 368.55, which we ended on. Okay, so I would say that this is a great close for SPY overall. Okay, and we had an amazing live stream for the first hour and a half or so, and I'm planning to do a lot more live streams, especially longer live streams as well, so possibly around 2 to 3 hours, okay, because it gets very boring in the lunch hours of the trading day. So 2 to 3 hours should be enough for us to catch any good scalps, especially on SPY. Right now, I know some of you guys might have questions. Hey Andrew, are you only going to be focusing on SPY? Mostly, okay, because SPY tends to be a very liquid name to look at the intraday time frame, and also I'm very comfortable with how SPY moves, right? The price action, the volume, and how it reacts to all my intraday SMAs, my simple moving averages, right? The 10, 21, and 50, and occasionally the 200 as well, which is my yellow line here. Right? So if you guys want to be a part of these daily morning live streams, make sure you guys join in the fun here and subscribe to the CFO Swing Watch newsletter, which is a very great newsletter that you guys should be reading every single week because it prepares you for the new trading week every single week, right? And if you guys are really interested in joining tonight, make sure you guys look at the description box below where I provide you guys with 2 discount codes for tier 3 and tier 4. If you guys want to know what the difference is in those tiers, make sure you guys visit the website. Okay, the link is very hard to miss, right? It's right in the description box below, so do not miss it. Click on it and make sure you read through the entire website. All right, so that is it for this recap and review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recap, and hopefully you guys learned something. That's the most important thing. And if you guys did learn something, make sure you guys leave a like. And if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Now, obviously, if you guys didn't like it, you guys can hit the dislike button or not even hit the like button. That choice is yours. Okay, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all on another video.